Mm, mm, Good evening, good day, good afternoon. Okay.
Hello, John.
Hello,
Uh, has it started? What time does it start?
not yet. Sometimes we start a little bit later. I imagine
I see.
about 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah.
I see.
How you doing? I can't see you.
Can you see me now?
Where are you at?
I'm in Kolkata, in India, Calcutta.
Oh, okay, Calcutta.
Yep.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm
How
in
are you
Miami. Miami. Right here. Right here.
Right, you see that.
About 10 blocks away from this.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
How's the weather now?
Beautiful.
It's the same all around.
No,
right?
no. Sometimes it gets hot. Like it's
Mhm.
getting hotter now. In
Okay.
June and July, it's very hot.
Mhm.
But for tourists, they like it when it's hot.
Mhm.
But the locals stay away from the beach when it's hot.
Yeah, I guess tourist
Uh,
traps.
Now, Calcutta, is that where Iype is at?
No, Iype is in Karad, which is the west of the country in Maharashtra, whereas Kolkata is the east. It's a state
Okay,
of West Bengal in the east of India.
yeah.
Whereas Iype is the extreme west. You can say it's Maharashtra, where Mumbai is. It's near Mumbai. Uh,
In
Pune.
Mumbai?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm like most Westerners. I'm pretty ignorant about India.
you
Uh,
have never been to India?
Never. Yeah, I've been to Nepal. I haven't been to
Okay,
India. I went to Ike's place when he was in Nepal, up at
right, yeah.
Nobel Medical Center.
In Biratnagar.
Yeah, and I'm told it's very similar to India, Nepal. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
can say so. Yeah, India. I mean, it depends on where. India is such a huge country, so
huge. Yeah, it's
hence,
giant.
yeah. So
You know, I didn't realize like the United States is the same. It's very big. It's got a lot of different
yep,
language, like a lot of different accents for
right.
the language. I didn't realize that India is the same because people from Mumbai, I had a hard time understanding them, and they
Yep.
said that's normal because Mumbai people speak with a heavy accent.
Yes. Well, everyone's got an accent. The north of India, there are mainly Hindi speakers in the north of India, whereas, but then the accents change, and there's so many different languages. So, and they're not mutually intelligible. For example, I would not understand when Iype speaks in his native tongue, which
Oh,
is
really?
from the south of India, the extreme south, which is Malayalam from Kerala. So I wouldn't understand a word of what he says because the South Indian languages are very different from, or a different group of languages altogether. Uh, Whereas North Indian languages are like Hindi, Sanskrit, but then it's not always mutually intelligible. I mean, even if you, I mean, in the States, you can know English and pretty much go around everywhere. It's the same in India because we were once a British colony, so you can find a lot of English speakers. But then when it comes to native languages, it's not mutually intelligible all the time. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was communicating with Ike. I said I
Oh,
just
oh, no problem.
wait till a couple more people come. But yeah, you can never tell with these conferences. People come at the last minute.
Yeah.
So it's like a regular conference. I've been to a lot of conferences where you get there, no one's there. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. But then you wait a few minutes and people start filtering. And
Right.
but
It's a Sunday. It's a
yeah, it's the middle of the
so,
afternoon, right, on Sunday.
yep.
Yeah,
So
usually we have it in a couple hours. But we couldn't. This is the only time open. So
yes.
okay, here's Ike now. Here's Ike now. Have you met Ike before? Okay.
Hi, Ike.
Ike, can you hear me?
Ike's mic is
You're
muted.
muted. Ike. You're
He's
muted.
muted.
Ike.
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ike, well, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Well, wait a few minutes, okay, for people to come in. Okay.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
just
Okay.
just wait for a while. So
Okay. Wait a few minutes. Yeah.
just getting my presentations the last minute touch, and then I'll be ready. You tell me when you need to be need to be online and starting, you let me know, John, and then
Yeah, about 5 minutes, type. Let's wait about 5 more minutes.
sure, man, sure, done.
I'll let you know.
Also,
Are you a general neurosurgeon?
me, no, I'm not a surgeon at all.
Oh, yeah, student?
I did the website for Iype, and I'm 25 now. I mean, I've been.
Oh, you're an IT guy.
Yeah, I'm the IT guy who created the website for Iype, and for a while we did the ACNS website also. Yeah, I take an interest.
Oh, so you're an IT guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I spend all my time on the internet, all day.
Yeah, so I see you're doing such a terrific job. I mean, there's so much there at your website.
Yeah,
It's
well, it's
phenomenal.
like a machine. Once you get it going, all you have to keep doing is maintain it and
Yes.
it's all set up really
Right.
for getting speakers.
Right.
Because with a lot, as you know, a lot of websites, they need content. They need different content. And
Yeah.
neurosurgery gives that every day, new stuff. It's
Yes.
not
Yes.
the same. It changes.
Exactly.
So it's no problem getting content.
Yeah. So
But
have you
I'm
thought of well, the website's really good, Neurosurgery TV.
Neurosurgical TV is my website.
Yeah, that's your website.
Yeah, I have I have
but-
other ones too affiliated with it.
Right. Right. So I was thinking how much of search features do you have already implemented
On the website.
on the website?
Okay, let me just go to it now.
Because you have such a lot of content.
Oh,
I was just wondering.
you build websites?
Yeah, I've been doing that since 96.
Oh, okay. Yeah, send me your link. Send me a link of where your work is at.
Yeah, all right, I'll do that. So,
Okay, this is a theme of what WP Zoom. Do you see
Right.
see the screen, right?
Yep, I can see it.
And it's got a nice feature. It kind of it changes, which is kind of
Yeah.
nice.
That's
That's
nice.
a nice part of it. It's a good video website to
Yep.
show videos. That's all it is, videos.
It's almost the go-to place for all these seminars and everything that's going on.
Yeah,
It's so up to date.
I like it. Like
Yeah.
we had one
Well,
yesterday here from
Yeah.
New Jersey. We have another one from India this
Yeah.
afternoon. In a
Yeah.
couple hours, we had a conference from Jacksonville for 3 days. So it's a convenient interface for videos. This particular, it's a WordPress theme.
Yep.
So it didn't cost a lot of money to build it. Matter of fact, I have
Mhm.
other ones with the
Mhm.
same theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you. Here's one in Spanish.
Okay.
Oh, there's something else.
Yeah, it's just it needs to be upgraded too.
Let me see here. Hold on. Okay, here's another website for Gamma Knife.
Gamma.
So it's like affiliated.
Wow.
You know, it's the same theme, so that keeps expenses down if I have to get another.
But it's
theme.
always better to keep it in the same theme. I mean, since they are connected and people don't get lost. You have a new fancy interface and people get lost. You know, so it's a smart thing to do. And
Yeah.
no clutter.
Are you using AI at all? Some of the features in AI?
Oh yeah, I'm doing a lot of research on AI right now. It's really I'm really
It saves time. It saves you time, right?
It does. I mean, things which I used to do in a week would have taken maybe a month sometimes. So when you start programming, you want to do something new, you have to think about the algorithm, right? That's how we approach that. And then And then maybe you don't know the math. You don't. Maybe you have a vague idea about the algorithm, but you don't really know how to implement that. That's where you had to research and read up different places, see other implementations, and try to implement that. That used to take from anywhere from a week to a month if it was something new. If you knew it already, you could just reuse your old code or expand it. But with AI, that's the fun. You have an assistant who knows almost everything. I mean, it does. If you ask AI to code for you, you're going to run into difficulties. But if you are already a coder and you know clearly what the steps are, but you're stuck at a step, an algorithm you want to do, and you're not sure which is the best, it's going to save time for you. I mean, you can cut it down to one day. So that's where AI has been really, really. I mean, it has been very. It's almost like a miracle, when
you really don't have to be a coder nowadays. You just have to
But
know
no,
how to
that's
use AI.
no,
AI.
that's the danger.
Okay.
Yeah, they say that, but that's not how it works. Because
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you might get away with simple stuff, but when it comes to writing a longer thing, and sometimes AI gives you absolutely dumb, answers, and you find yourself you'll get stuck like a beginner if you just follow AI blindly. So how it helps is you've got to know what you need and what you want. And if you have a clear idea of what you need or want, then it all depends on your prompt, how you ask it and what you want out of it. So I think it's not yet, I mean, whereas it could be very accurate and everything, but you need to you need to know the basics really. You need to have a solid idea of how languages are used, or how you do the engineering, for example, or you've got to be an architect also. So it's not going to do all that for you unless you ask it to do it, and you have to be very clear about it. It's going to assume all the wrong things otherwise.
So if you know how to use it, it helps. If you're a programmer that knows how to use AI.
It was. I'm actually learning AI from AI, which is like so I try to ask it about how do you go about making a system to do this with AI, and then it tells me about the machine learning. It tells me all the tools. It's like your assistant who's on steroids. I mean, this is an assistant who will never never falter. We can keep on. So it's in a way you have to. I mean, the amount of knowledge you have to kind of. It's kind of self-reflection. You're asking yourself, what could be this? And what could be that? It helps with your thinking.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I want you to, Takashi, you there?
Yeah. Hello. Good evening.
How you doing? Hey, you want to be the host for
Yes,
Neurosurgical
I'm in the
TV?
hospital. I'm in the hospital working.
All you do is say hi. I'm Takashi Kam of Neurosurgical TV. Hey, do you have a background?
Background. I don't have it.
Can you put a good background on? Do you have one?
Background.
Do you know how to put the background on?
Something is wrong with that.
Oh yeah. Try. Okay. Yeah, we had this problem before, right? I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Yeah. And you're going into the menu where you go into put in we'll work on that later, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work on it later. I'll just do the introduction today.
Thank you.
Because it's important to have a good background and stuff.
Yeah. So something wrong with my PC. So I want to learn how. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to show you.
Yeah.
Show you. So anyways, whenever you're ready to do a Japanese one, let me know. I'm not going to hurry you whenever. You got to finish the paper, right?
Yeah.
There's no hurry. Okay.
Okay.
Iype, very, very well. You remember Takashi, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. Takashi is a
Hi.
big,
Hi.
big
Hey, good evening. So yeah, I'm very interested to learn
Okay,
your lecture.
let me just do one more thing here. Hold on.
You're a master yourself, Takashi. I'm looking forward to see you.
Yeah, in Japan, in India, both in India, in Japan.
Yes, 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 absolutely. I was in meeting with Dr. Kato day before yesterday. We are looking at our institute, Krishna. We have an SPLAB Academy. So we
Oh,
promote international education for fellows from South America, Africa, and Central Asia. So
Central Asia. Yeah.
we can
This,
collaborate as well.
yeah, this activity is very important, and I want to join, and I want to cooperate. Thank you.
Yes, I will be most happy to.
Okay, Ike, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning from Miami Beach. This is home of Neurosurgical TV. We have the pleasure of having Iype Cherian for part 3 of a series. Today he's going to do a different webcast. He's going on spirituality, fitness, success for the neurosurgeon. It's a little change of pace here, and we welcome Iype. Okay, Iype, it's all yours.
Hey, John, great to be doing this on Neurosurgical TV again. I mean, I remember how we started off about 7 years back with webcast. Today, I think you are the most widely watched channel all over the world for neurosurgery, and you cut programs from every part of the world, maybe except Timbuktu. So I mean, I'm really proud of the way Neurosurgical TV is taken off, and all the partnerships with every country on the planet, and how things have gone well for you. So without much ado, so I would like to start on the final talk on this series. The first two talks were neurosurgical, and this talk is very much less neurosurgical. So I have my friends Shubho, Pranay, and all these guys who are not neurosurgeons, in fact. So it's good to see them here. So I will go ahead and share my screen right now. You can see my screen? Yes?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, it's not full screen, Iype.
Yeah, I am on full screen.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's a picture that one of my Mexican fellows' wife had drawn it for us. So today I wanted to talk about something that most neurosurgeons aspire to be, and very few find all the four. So in my quest for all this, I am thinking I've been fairly successful. I've not gone along the beaten path. So I've been different, and that's probably why I'd like to share it for the young neurosurgeons. So what's the usual attributes that people follow? You know, if you ask anybody who's young, they would say, what do you want? They say success in their own field. So what is success? So, it's skill development, academics in their own field, and then that skill development and academics brings money, fame, and approval from people. So that's the success. That's a full package that they're following. So they follow, they first start with skill development, say for some internship or some experience or something. Then they study about whatever is their subject. But the final package is the money, fame, and approval from people that you get because of your line of work. This is true in neurosurgery as well. So in neurosurgeons, most of the neurosurgeons the young neurosurgeons would like to go to somebody and develop their skills and then start some academics. And after that, they go back to their own place. And of course, they will deal with the money, fame, and approval from people. Some very rarely some follow health as part of the package. There are not many neurosurgeons who would follow health because health requires investment of time, and investment of time is not something many neurosurgeons can afford to. So health is a very, very rare trait that there are, of course, neurosurgeons who are very invested into health. I know friends like Yuha, Michael, Luis Borba, and Vlad plays tennis. So a lot of guys who are invested into health, Ramesh, and many of my friends are invested into health. And the last thing is happiness. And, you know, neurosurgeons as such, except for the rare tools they have, you know, either with family or without family. So they're not really invested into happiness. I don't know about other branches, but happiness is something that you look upon as something absurd. They say, I mean, my work is happiness. You know, what I do with when I do OPD, it's happiness. When I do surgery, it's happiness. Let me tell you very clearly, that's not happiness. Okay, so definitely, I feel. You know, I'm in a different world, shut out from everything. When I'm in the theater, I like it. But it's not happiness. If you are mistaking that for happiness, that's something wrong. So what would be the attributes that I would recommend? So I've been in neurosurgery for now about 23 years. And the attributes that I would recommend is one, this is outside neurosurgery, love without conditions. So I was talking to one of my friends yesterday about this. And these days, most of things like love, family, and other traits have become a trade. You know, it's become a trade-off. You give me this, I'll give you that. Okay, you do it this way. You give me this much time, and I give you this much. So love without conditions. So whether it's with your family, whether it's anybody else, whether you've been in love many times and you've been duped, no problem. Love without conditions. Learn to be naive and stupid. Now, people might be thinking, what is this guy talking about? But believe me, how much ever cunning and smart and amazing you are with respect to your trade, you're not naive and stupid, you cannot be happy. You know, who is really happy? Children are happy. They are naive and stupid. Okay. When it comes to our business, which means they're not cunning. Children are not cunning. They're very happy. Then the next is learn to be kind, learn to be forgiving, and learn to be giving. And this is another trait that a lot of people forget. You know, we neurosurgeons, we take 10 years to understand some core concept in skull base. And we think, okay, we took 10 years. The other guy should at least take 8 years to do this because, you know, it's cannot be freely given because there would be no value for it. It's completely wrong. Okay? If you do that, then you're halting progress. And its progress is neurosurgery's progress, and it includes you. So your progress is also being halted. So learn to be kind and forgiving. There are many people, you know, in my career, I have seen so many people who has not been very nice, who's been greedy, who's been trying to, you know, power merchants and trying to, you know, I've been strong and stubborn as much as I can, but of course, I've forgiven them. There's not one person whom I remember with a lot of anger or something that I must hurt somebody. Never, never. So I always try to be kind, forgiving, and giving. Okay. And next is learn to keep trying despite failures. So whether it is in work, whether it is in relationships, whether it is with anything else, you must learn to keep trying despite failures. I mean, one thing that happens with as you get more senior is you would have seen a lot of complications, and the next time that you want to do something with relation to that, you kind of be pussyfooting around that region, because you wouldn't want to, go into a place where you have had failure before, because that karma, that feeling of doom, it's hanging around. So I remember when I was starting to do PCP drilling, okay, it was one of the most difficult parts of skull-base surgery, one of the most difficult maneuvers of skull-base surgery. I wouldn't say I've not had failures. I've had failures, but today, if there's a PCP drilling to be done, I'm not going to be holding back and saying that, oh, I've seen all this, and therefore I wouldn't be doing this. And another thing is, learn to be stubborn. Stubborn is don't listen to people, okay? Because people keep saying things and then you take it into your heart. And then, that's one of the reasons that a lot of people don't, they don't succeed, or they're not happy, because they're listening to everybody. And then when you listen to everybody, you become an average. Okay? You never rise above everybody. It's difficult to rise above everybody if you listen to everybody. So learn to be stubborn. I'm not saying don't listen to anybody. You should listen, but then you should think, this is the target that I have set. You have a lot of crows and pigeons and sparrows, okay? They're flying at a certain level. They are going to be setting a level for you. They're going to say, okay, fly like this, but you're an eagle. Okay, remember, you are an eagle and you fly way, 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 way above. So you're not going to follow their rules. You don't need to follow their rules. You just be stubborn and strong, okay? Strong in the sense that there will be failures, there will be people criticizing you, there will be people who will tell that your methods are wrong. And when you fail, believe me, when you fail, it hurts you. When you're not failing, when you're succeeding all the time, it's okay. People are trying to be criticizing you. You can laugh at them and just proceed. But sometimes when you fail, then you start thinking whether what you're doing is absolutely correct or not. So these are the attributes that I would recommend. So this is our team, our online team, and our team. This is the fellows. These are some of our like-minded friends in the WFNS Hakuna Matata. And these are some of our conferences that we attended this year and the last year. Now, for success, that's the first trait that we were talking about. What's a need? What's attributes for success? I'd ask you, what's the difference between a Renaissance master, a painter, versus you? It's the details. He draws the face, you draw the face, or a child draws the face. But the detail, and the detail is, the devil is in the detail. In fact, you could say the God is in the detail. So you have to go into each and every detail. In neurosurgery, so we started by increasing the magnification. So I know Zayas used to give us around 25 magnification. We retrofitted with another part and we started getting 40 magnification. With the exoscope, we have over 80 magnification. So the detail, and to learn the detail, to attention to detail, to work in that detail is something that is pertinent to success. Everywhere, if you are in an organization, if you are managing anything, okay, let's say if you are an event manager as well, unless you have attention to the most minutest detail, you're not winning, okay? You may run your show, but you're not winning. So attention to detail is most important. The second thing, when you are in a sport like neurosurgery, it needs constant training and neurological skills. And constant training builds their skills. Can you think about Virat Kohli or Ronaldo not going for their practice before a match? It's impossible. But neurosurgeons, they think that, yeah, I don't need any practice. I've done 5,000 cases, so I don't need any practice. It's not right. So you need training and you need the lab. So that's one of the reasons why when I came to Karad, one of the first things that we established was the Escalab Academy. The lab is most important. Okay, it's not just for you, it's for your team as well. And unless your team's levels come up, you cannot be doing fantastic surgery. I mean, if you can do fantastic surgery, but unless you have a team who understands, so learning is just not for you, it's for your team as well. So your team has to improve, and only you can go up as a team. The third thing is innovation. You do 5,000 surgeries the same way, you're not going anywhere. Okay? So innovation, new ideas. So how much ever crazy it may seem, innovate. Okay, go ahead and do new things. And this is something that we give a lot of importance to in this department. So we go ahead and we think about the future, and we see, maybe it looks like science fiction, but we go ahead and innovate. The next thing, as I said, it's the ability to fail and keep going. Most successful surgeons, you ask them, what was it that got you here? I mean, I've been, being in WFNS faculty for over 10 years, I've had the good opportunity to talk to some of the most well-known surgeons on the planet on a one-to-one basis. I mean, we're faculty together. So you ask them, I mean, in their moments where we are sitting in a friendly chat, they'll tell you this: the ability to fail and then keep going. You know, it would kill you, but then you pick your pieces up and then start moving again, instead of thinking that, you know, I'm finished. You may be finished. I mean, there's not anybody on the planet Earth that who's strong enough to take complications and not, you know, bat an eyelid. It's not possible. You fail, you are finished, you are down, but then you get up and get going. Okay, that's the thing. I mean, that's your decision. So to get up and get going, that is something that will lead you to success. Another thing is the ability to maintain focus. It's sometimes very difficult because there's a lot of things distracting you. There may be administrative problems, there may be personal interrelationships, there may be a lot of things which may distract you, but you must always know what's your focus. And you should maintain, you should be laser locked onto that. And that is called maintaining focus. I mean, for example, if you're playing a game of chess, it just takes one move. And let's say 1,600 level or something, it takes just one bad move and you're finished. Okay. So it's the same thing with neurosurgery. It's the ability to maintain focus. Another thing you must be good at is the ability to inspire and elevate others around you. One of the things that I see is that people don't inspire, and they, instead of elevating, they pull down people around them. This is relativity. They think they are good because others are down. It's completely wrong, because your gross level is very down. You know, your gross level is down. So you must elevate others. It is very important. If you consider that your enemies and the people who criticize you, their level is, you know, it's something that that you're envious of, and you should talk something about them, or you should pray that they don't get to that level. It's sad, actually. Unless you inspire and elevate others around you, your levels won't go up. Okay? And the next thing is ability to let go and go to the next level. Now, I know it's extremely difficult to hand over a surgery which you're doing regularly to another guy. Now, I mean, I've been doing this and I know how difficult it is. And you go and see this in the theater and you think, oh my God, this guy is messing it up completely. And so, I mean, there'll be time that you really would want to take over. And believe me, if you take over, they're not going to the next level. And if they're not going to the next level, you're not going to the next. So you must be there. You must be talking to them. You must make sure mistakes don't happen, because it's a life at the end. It's complications, life, and, you know, things which are very important to a particular person. So you cannot abandon them in theater, but of course you have to let go and you have to take the team to the next level. And only then you can have a team who's, you know, who you can trust, who is skillful, you know, who's learned all the things that you created. Okay, so this is very important. And whether it's business, whether it is anything, unless you are able to let go of a particular portion, and you go to the next level, you'll always be managing strings at the lowermost level. These are some of our photographs from the last few months. So we got the Escalab Academy, that's Malaysia. Then there is the Exoscope Lab. Then there is a Neurosurgery ACNS collaboration, where we are trying to get junior surgeons trained from all over the world. Now, these are some of the other things, like we have this exoscope meeting in Russia this year. And me and Sufiana would be the co-directors. We will have many complex surgeries like anastomosis, skull base, all that for this. And this is the Mexican meeting. So we had this with Dr. Manuel and the two Manuels, and we do one course in South America every year. So this is the Bangladesh, Malaysia. And so we come to the next trait, that is happiness. Again, here, I would say the first thing would be the ability to let go. So as soon as we finish neurosurgery, we get into something like a rat race. And the rat race is about the number of surgeries, about money, about fame, about people's approval, about people saying that, oh, you are greatest. Believe me, it will change in a day. So the fickleness of people, they say, when Christ came on the donkey to the town of Jerusalem, they were hailing for him, and the same crowd, after a few days, they were asking for his blood. So people are like that. They are fickle. This beautiful word called fickle. Fickle means they are one way today and they are the other way tomorrow. So if you get into the rat race and the number of surgeries and money and fame and people's approval, your happiness will always be depending on all this. Okay? But your happiness should not be depending on all this. That's why you should be able to let it go. Okay? And if you let it go, then your happiness will depend on what you are inwards. Okay? You should be thankful and you should be kind. I'll tell you why. So, for example, if you look at why you should be thankful, you yourself will find 1,000 reasons to be thankful. How things could go wrong, I know how things can go wrong. I've been on the wrong side of many things, and I've taken hits, and sometimes I think I'm very, very lucky to be where I am right now. So I always understand that thankfulness, okay? And because somebody is being kind to you, whether it's being the universe or God, you must also be kind. I mean, it's a cycle, Another thing for happiness is patience, okay? This is a trait that I find very less with the present crowd of people. There's no patience at all. Okay? Everybody wants everything at the shortest possible time. Life is a race for them. True, we must achieve a lot, but patience is an important trait as well. Another thing is learn about the entire universe. It's not just neurosurgery. It's not what you're doing. Okay, I mean, if I say that I'm pretty good with economics, it's like exercising just one muscle. All right. Imagine somebody with a very bad body and a big biceps. All right. How unattractive would he be? Right. So you should learn about the entire universe, and it's part of them, part of your happiness. Okay. Another thing is be close to the nature. Nature is a fantastic teacher. Okay, it's a fantastic teacher. It's a fantastic healer. It's a fantastic inspiration. And I wouldn't say anything more. Be close to the nature wherever you can. Okay, you may be living in a city. but you can find a spot where there is some green and there is some greenery, okay, some hills, maybe a beach, maybe the desert, okay, some flowers which bloom, or maybe even your terrace where you can grow some. But be close to the nature. Look at the stars. Sometimes go, lie down on the terrace, download some app, perhaps a stellarium or something, where you can look at the stars and wonder, okay, how amazing the nature is. And finally, you learn to break yourself, all right? Rumi says, unless you break your heart, light doesn't come in, okay? Because if you're fearful of breaking yourself, then you never have the light coming in. If you're not afraid of breaking yourself, that is when, children are not afraid. I see my children jumping off from places where I would not even think, They, of course, they fall down and they hurt themselves, but their children, they'll immediately do the same thing again. And that's exactly what you need to do. You have to learn to break, okay? And it's a big learning because right now, fear is what always dominates. We think and we are fearful. Everything in life, we think too much and we're fearful of breaking, okay? And that's what leads you to unhappiness. So learn to break. And kindness comes from happiness. So when you're happy, when you're very happy, people are kind. But one of the beautiful things about these two is that the reverse is true too. So when you have nothing and you're not happy, if you're kind, happiness comes. It's amazing. It's both these things are interrelated. So when you have happiness, you develop kindness. But if supposing you're in a situation where you cannot be happy at all, everything is lost, you don't have anything, okay? But then you tend to be mean, you become mean, okay? I've seen this. And what happens is at that time, if you can be kind, happiness comes back. That's beauty, that's a beauty, okay? So try this. I'm telling you, this is completely true. When you have no reason to be happy, be kind, and then bring back the happiness. So the ability to love despite failures, the ability to be nice despite being duped, the ability to do new things despite having previous bad experiences, and the ability to be like a child. This is what will define your happiness. So these are some of our happy moments. Well, I love off-roading and off-roaders in general, and I love traveling too. So another thing is fitness. So people, when you train, people tell you, you are a neurosurgeon, you shouldn't be training like that. I mean, your age is on the wrong side. You shouldn't be training like this. Throw away all this, okay? Just don't listen to them, laugh at them, okay? Get out of your comfort zones, all right? So your comfort zone is, if your comfort zone is 50 push-ups, do 100. You may think you're going to have a heart attack, but I mean, if there are a few instances of people dying of exercises, they'll all put it up on the WhatsApp group and say, don't exercise too much. This is what happens if you exercise too much. But if you're not living. You're dead before you're dead, okay? That's the worst thing. When you are alive, instead of being alive, you're dead. So throw away all these beliefs. Get out of your comfort zone. Do strength, do balance, do cardio, do yoga, do stretching, breathing, and water. These are the essences for fitness, okay? These things which I told you. Learn to heal with chakras. I mean, the Indian philosophies is literally not about cows and all that. I mean, as it's being projected right now, it's an amazing, amazing culture. And if you learn what is chakras and how to heal with chakras, it's something which can be life-changing. I'll talk to you in a while about that in a little bit more detail. We'll need the entire day to cover it. So I'll just talk about a little bit. Another thing that would help you is ice water and steam. We have this banya in Russia, so it really helps. Then your diet, most of us overeat, okay? So your diet, fasting, and then something that we don't focus on is the core strength. So core strength is very important. So sports like boxing, kickboxing, and yoga, these are very important. These are some of the things that we're training for: the one-handed peacock, the two-handed stand, handstand, all that. Now, let's look at the levels of the body, okay? First is the Annamaya Kosha, that is the body which is defined by your food, the physical shape, okay? And next, you have the life force, so Chi, they call it Chi. You can feel it, I mean, like a little bit of magnetism around your hands. I mean, it's very easy to feel. It's a life, people call it Chi. In India, we call it Prana. So it's called the Pranamaya Kosha. This is the second level. Then you have the Manomaya Kosha, that is your mind. And your mind can reach anywhere. You know, it can be speed of light. It can reach into any other universes. So the mind is not living in this 3D world. The mind is not in this 3-dimensional world. The mind is many multi-dimensional. So it can travel through all dimensions. And then is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, wisdom, or the Jnana. The Jnana is there in this world everywhere. It's like, you know, you take your phone and you want to access Wikipedia to learn about something. You can easily access the Wikipedia, right? So like that, there's information on the World Wide Web, just not on internet, but it's everywhere, and your brain can access it. But you have to learn to access it. Without present way of schooling, we are not able to access this. So Vijnanamaya Kosha is information. And with this information, you can finally access the bliss, that is Anandamaya Kosha, which is complete bliss. And that's the aim of our, aim of our life. So I'm going to tell you about the Muladhara, the chakras, the 7 chakras. Muladhara is the base chakra, where prana fills in. It will give you some lust and creativity. So Adhisthana is the chakra where it gives you, it is a satisfaction. Manipurna, it's not Manipura, it's Manipurna. Manipurna is the chakra where you are energized, okay? That's more at the solar plexus. Then you have Anahata at the heart level, which is 2 emotions, that is sadness and happiness. Then you have Vishuddha, which is got to do with kindness. Then you have Agya. Agya is a chakra where everything dissolves. There all the division dissolves. So you have the Ida, which is the left-sided female energy. You have the Pingala, the right-sided male energy. You have a Sushumna. All 3 join at the Ajna. So, which means you have no male, no female, no past, no present, no black, no white, no evil, no good. So everything disappears at Ajna. So that is the concept of Ajna. And after you achieve that, you go to Sahasrasara, which means, for that chakra, this actually is dissolving into the universe and becoming the universe. It's not just dissolving into the universe, you become the universe, okay? This is a concept of Sahasrasara. So in a very, very, very small time, I've been able to kind of go through the 5 koshas and the 7 chakras. I'm going to ask you some of these images. This is an image which is very similar to the Ashoka chakra on the Indian flag. The Ashoka chakra is actually a yantra. What is a yantra? A yantra is a semantics of a mantra. So when you say a mantra, a pure mantra like Om or Hrim or something like that, there is a pattern which is produced and the semantics of that pattern. So this Ashoka chakra is a yantra. That is why it is on the Indian flag. And this yantra, this pattern is actually made by a Japanese pufferfish on the ocean floor. So it is able to access that sound, that mantra, and it's able to make this. And this is a coral, which looks perfectly like a brain. So if you look at the nature, the more you are aware of the nature, you understand that the most complex problems are very simple. This is a Mandelbrot set. It's a fractal geometry. It's a Mandelbrot set for infinity. So, but you see how it resembles a Hindu god, which actually stands for infinity, Ganesh. That's why when you start any venture, you worship him. He's the god of wealth, but he's a god of infinity. So this Mandelbrot set for infinity and Ganesh shape is so similar. It's truly amazing to see this. Again, there's this Fibonacci series, the Fibonacci series of universe of a storm. A storm would look exactly like this. Okay, a shell would look like this. The sunflower poles would look like this. It's the Fibonacci golden ratio and the Fibonacci series. Finally, have a look at the universe. This is a photograph of the universe, and this is a photograph of the brain cell, the macrocosm and the microcosm. How similar they are. Just two different scales, but these scales disappear in Ajna. There will be no more scales. So this is a picture that we drew during the COVID times. It's the god of gods, Shiva. So I wouldn't go on and tell you the stories of Shiva. Probably one of the things that you should know is Swayambhu, which means he has originated from himself. Okay, and when you dissolve into this, then your origins are completely within yourself. You must understand that if you say that you originated in this place, in that place, suddenly everything dissolves. Your origin is in yourself, and yourself are the universe. Tattvamasi, they say. So my message to you today will be to break down all the boundaries. Okay, all boundaries. Love without conditions. Be stupid and innocent as a kid. Be duped and let the karma. The karma is, what is karma? I mean, a lot of people ask me, what's karma? It is the fear of failure, fear of being cheated, fear of being hurt, despite this has happened to you in your life. And because it's happened to you in your life, you fear it. Okay. Or because your parents tell you, you fear it. Or because the society tells you, you fear it. This is the karma you carry. Okay. Just let go of this karma, right? And let this karma not define your actions. Okay. So break down all the boundaries, take off all the karma, put it down to some other place. And this is what will help you to achieve happiness. So to harvest a positive change, one needs to change their routine, their pattern. Okay, there would be a pattern. That pattern, if you want to achieve a positive change, you cannot do the same thing. You have to change the routine. And this means you're going out of your comfort zone to do something which they've never done. And it is potentially dangerous. Of course, it's potentially dangerous. But if you want to change, that's the only way. Thank you very much. And I hope this is helpful for the younger neurosurgeons.
Okay, I thank you very much for bringing us to a different part of the neurosurgery scenario. And we have a few prominent guests here. And Takashi, you want to weigh in on what Iype is talking about?
Yeah, thank you for the nice presentation, the nice lecture. So work-life balance is very important in Japan. Formerly, we were working as a resident all day and all night, but work-life balance and time management is very important for continuing as a neurosurgeon. So keep training. So I also doing boxing. So your muscle, well developed muscle. So I admire you, and I aim Dr. Iype for both neurosurgeons and multiplayer. Thank you for the great lecture. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Takashi. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Takashi.
Anybody else would like to have any comments?
Yeah, I have a question. When do you exercise? Do you have a certain time? And I know it's tough as hell. Your schedule is so tight.
Yeah.
But can you just tell us of your basic
Yeah.
workout routine, if you have a routine?
So I get up by 4 and I exercise till 6. So that's the time that I exercise. I about 1 hour, seriously. So maybe 1 hour I may be reading, but 4 to 6, that's the time for exercise. Then I go and play badminton by 7:30, maybe 15 minutes to 20 minutes of hard badminton. And 3 days every week, we do yoga in the evening, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Most,
go ahead.
sorry, my routine mostly in this early morning is mostly kickboxing. I don't do much weights, mostly kickboxing and core exercises.
Well, I do about an hour. I find that an hour a day is great for me. But I don't have surgery. I don't have emergency surgery. Does that disrupt your exercise routine a lot, the emergency surgery?
Well, not at this stage because I have 5-6 consultants who are going to be dealing with that unless they need me, which is very rare. So, I mean, that's the benefit of being a chief. So, so that is probably the only reason why I can probably exercise without much disruptions.
Yeah, I feel great when I exercise. It makes all part of my life better. Really. Anybody else have experience with that? Anybody else want to comment on what I was talking about? Pragnash, do you feel like talking?
Thank you
Go
very
ahead.
much, Don, and even more so to Professor Cherian. I also share some interest in this chakras and the spiritual significance of spine. So I was very pleased to learn about the 5 koshas and the 7 chakras. So thank you very much for bringing science and spirituality and happiness and everything together. Very interesting presentation. I always enjoy, but this was even more so. Thank you.
Thank you, Pragnesh. Thank you very much.
Okay. Subjoy, do you have any comments? I know you're an IT guy. I don't know if you have any thoughts.
Yes, I'm really amazed at how holistic Iype's thinking is, how this presentation could be for any discipline, really. And especially, I really like the part where he talks about failures, how we can learn and keep learning and how to break oneself. That is just fantastic. I mean, it's so much aligns to things I've heard from other people in other areas who have done well in life and set an example. Thank you, Iype. I mean, this is a really good presentation. It's for everyone, I think. Really.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Subjoy. Okay, Iype, thanks for taking us to a different part of the neurosurgery's mind and day.
Yeah, thank you, John. I'm very glad that Tana is also here, and thank you for coming, all of you guys. So, John, as soon as you get the link, please let me know, and I'd like to share this edited video to all the.
Great. Okay, we'll do. Stick around, Iype. We'll chat. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna just stop for this.